While the British Bigoted media demigrates Prince Harry's leaked revelations of the Red Mist, driven Prince William, who appears to be an angry little man. Well, foreign investors, they're selling off government bonds at the fastest pace on record. Yeah, despite little old Rishi Sunak's effort to stabilise the economy. And his latest, promises that even he admits could fail. And most probably will. Not just after old Quasi Kwarten's disastrous fiscal plan and some other cretin. Some woman, I can't remember her name, I think she's like a ship that passed in the night. Yeah, I remember. Liz Porkmarkets Truss. Anyway, yeah, please boot the old like button and there will be a secret word at the end of this video. And if you want to support us, you can do that on Patreon or buy us a coffee and the links are down below. Well, figures from the, Bank of England. You know, Andrew Bailey. He's no Brexit myth, but he is. Show that the overseas investors, they sold off a total of £38.4 billion worth of government debt between September and November last year. Now this renews concerns, it does, at the weak pound and also concerns about rising borrowing costs. It's becoming more expensive to borrow money. And when we've got a national debt, as we do, it all becomes more expensive. It's currently costing about 80-odd billion a year just to borrow the thing in interest. It's nuts, eh? Yeah. Well, clarifying the problems the government will face in the next financial year. When the Treasury finds it needs to find another 300-odd billion, which probably would have been propped up by borrowing, becomes more expensive. The trend is going to hamper the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Jeremy Hunt. Yeah. His ability to borrow more money, to pay for services, etc. Yeah, as you can imagine, there's going to be more cuts, but also to pay for any dodgy contracts that would, otherwise been gifted to their crony friends. Actually, I take that back. They'll probably come first, before the NHS, anyway. Well, you know how it works. The government is lobbied by a proxy con man Tory MP on behalf of a company. Often a foreign company. Oh, the pesky foreign companies. Yeah. That was probably formulated to sell some dodgy PPE during a time of a national crisis. Such as PPE Medcare, who's now having to go into liquidation because they didn't pay their taxes. It's about right, isn't it, eh? Well, a donation to the Conservative Party. Or should I say Conservative Party? Yeah, like argument's sake, let's say for instance £100,000 by some company. And the MP also, who does lobbying, also gets a bung. And like magic, that company gets awarded a contract, say for argument's sake, just like PPE Medcare, of around £200 million. Just so they can supply some dodgy, unusable PPE. Personal protective equipment, aprons, etc. during a pandemic. Well, I don't know about you, but it sounds pretty flippin' dodgy to me. And meanwhile, the pot is empty. And this is forcing the Bank of England to sell around £40-odd billion worth of gilts it bought under its quantitative easing. Unearned money. Magic money. What you do is you go on the computer and you say, I want this amount of magical money. Oh, 50 billion. Oh, all of a sudden you've got 50 billion. It's not really real money. No, it has no value, really. But they use that money to buy the gilts. That's what they were doing. Yeah. Then using the gilts to be able to borrow against. It's dodgy as well, if you ask me. Well, the whole idea was to stimulate the economy at a time when interest rates were already ridiculously low. If you ask me, low interest rates should have stimulated the economy anyway. That's why you have low interest rates. But we've had ridiculously low interest rates for too long. It's backfired, it has, yeah. We no longer have any wiggle room. Well, UK growth at 4%. Oh, okay. I might have had that one wrong. Minus 4%. Well, the government has triggered a series of strikes, yes, through their own inaction. And this disastrous Brexit. You know Brexit. Back in 2016, when a whole load of numpties, yes, I've got to say it, put that cross in the wrong box that they did. You know who you are. Fools. Oh, dear me. Oh, it's so frustrating it already is. Well, can't believe people are so stupid. But they are. So there you go. I said it. Now the hospitality sector, they're saying they've been hit with £2.5 billion worth of losses. They're not doing too well, and the strikes aren't helping either. But who should we be blaming? Should we be blaming the train drivers and those who work on the trains, the ASLEF and the RMTs, etc.? Should we be blaming the NHS? Should we be blaming the postal workers? No! We should be blaming the government. It's their inaction that's brought us to this point. But you know what this Tory government is like? They have no real action, but they just react, they do. That's the Tory... Well, I think it's in the Tory handbook, as it is. Yeah. Have you read it? No, there's no solutions by a Tory. Instead, they propose to legislate to make it impossible to strike, or make it very difficult, which I think that'll just lead to civil unrest instead, quite frankly. Would we rather have legal protest or illegal protest through violence? Because that's what we're heading for if we're not careful. Well, the government wants to set a minimum standard of cover in the front line, yeah? Otherwise you can't actually strike. But the thing is, we're already on our, flat on our faces in the front line, except to the NHS. They're already struggling. And this is under a Tory government. Maybe we should set a minimum level of service of the government. This Tory government. Since they are failing in every sector. Well, this kind of legislation, like I said, will just, lead to less people working in frontline services. It'll discourage them from taking on that kind of work if they have no rights. Well, quite frankly, I think this is typical of a Tory. It's... Whoa! My God, the lights have gone out. Well, yeah, short-termism. That's what it is. That's the Tory way. Short-termism and 30p meals is the Tory mindset and the Andersons. Well, the impact of the strikes and the Gilts sell-off, well, it's going to deepen the cost of living crisis since a weak pound drives up the cost of imported goods. Not just the stuff that goes directly onto the shelves for you to buy, no. The stuff that we need to be able to make the stuff for which we even export if we can. Which is also more expensive and more difficult due to all the red tape since we left the European Union. Many of those businesses have given up. Including those in the EU who were selling to the UK. They say it's not worth a light. Yeah, not worth the candle. Well, everything becomes more expensive on the shelf. And higher bond yields is also going to push up government borrowing costs right across the whole economy. And like I say about Brexit, I've said it many times before, Brexit, that is that coffin nail. It's just going to deepen the problems that we're already facing. Anyway, the secret word of today is actually 4 words. 4 little short words it is. Too big to fail. Well, it was a term that was popularised, oh my God, I can't remember now, in 1984 by an American geezer. Oh, crikey. Stuart McKinney. Yeah, in 1984. Yeah. Well, I think in 2007 it was also popularised as well because obviously the financial crisis, the crash. Well, the thinking is if a company is considered as too big to fail, it should be broken up. Pretty much so it can fail. So it doesn't rely on government bailouts like we did with RBS. Although that one panned out alright, I think. But anyway, I digress. So yes, the word of today was 4 little words. Too big to fail. But is the United Kingdom? Does it fall into that? I don't know. Because what I can see, it's not looking too great, is it? Will it go totally flat on its face? I don't know. But it's not going to do it any flipping good, is it? No. Which means it doesn't do the ordinary British public any good either. Everything becomes more expensive. Whether it be just the cost of living. And happiness. Let's all move to Finland instead. Yes, we need more happiness, because everybody's blooming angry at the moment. I feel a bit angry, including Prince William. I don't think he's going to be very happy after hearing what's been written in that book by Prince Harry. No, he's not going to be very happy at all. Oh, they're getting exposed, they are. It's just like Prince Charles, when he said he wanted to be Camilla Parker Bowles' sanitary product, so he can go everywhere with her, or something like that. It's not the kind of analogy I kind of expect from our so-called king. Well, he had an affair, really. He shouldn't be the king. No coronation for Prince Charles, no. Anyway, what do you say? Please leave it in the comments down below, because I do actually read your comments, but you probably already know. Oh, there. Well, yes. We will be going live shortly. I was hoping to do it this Sunday, but it's my wife's birthday, so it might not start this Sunday. Then I'm going to do every Sunday again, and maybe one day during the week as well. And also, we're going live, which I will be before this video goes live, but yeah, it's going to be after this video I just made, because I'm trying to go live every day on my woodworking channel. Hence, I'm in my workshop now, and I'm going to be doing a bit of, how to put it, renovation on a hollow chisel mortar. So if you want to join us on there, check out my woodworking channel, which is Wally Bois, and the links are down below in the description as well. Anyway, it's time for me to go, so I'm going to say to tell you now, I hope you have a lovely evening. And you're probably sick of death of hearing about Prince Harry and Prince William, so no, I am. I don't really give a damn about the royal family. No. Don't care. I think it's a bit funny sometimes, but also very sad. Anyway. You tell me. Like I say, leave it in the comments down below. Oh, by the way, you thought I was going to go there, didn't you? Well, we are planting trees. 1,000 trees on 2 hectares of land here in France. And anyone who wants to contribute, there's a link down below in the description, the GoFundMe link. And what we do is we put a sign with your name on or whatever, or a message on your behalf. Could be in memory of somebody, what have you, with that tree. And we've been planting more. We have. We put a few more in yesterday, actually, yesterday afternoon. So that was quite good. Actually, afternoon. It was lunchtime yesterday. Yeah. So, yeah, if you want to be part of that, there is a link down below to GoFundMe. So, yeah, that is very much appreciated. But it's a nice cause. Anyway, it's time for me to go. I keep saying that, and I will. I'm going to bugger off now. So, ta-ta.